Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Annalisa and this is day 10 of the 12 days of Christmas. And it is going to be the Christmas cookie book tag created by Adrian of Ordinary Reader. My Christmas sweater for today has a unicorn on it who's white with pink and blue mane and horn, and it's a sweater dress, so it's pretty long and I really like it. Question 1 is the chocolate chip cookie, a cookie that's comforting in any season. Name an old favorite. And I'm going to name the Lord of the Rings because every Christmas season my mom and I rewatch the Lord of the Rings movies. So they have a holiday feel to them. They came out originally in December most years, I think. I've read the books all the way through twice, I think. And now I'm wanting to do it again because I feel very nostalgic because of watching the movies. And there's a few details from the books that I've forgotten and that I'd like to refresh myself on, especially at the parts where I know that the movies deviated from the books. So I've been watching the movies since I was about 7, and I think I read the books for the first time when I was a teenager for fun, and then I read them all the way through for a Lord of the Rings class that I was able to take in my community college. Number 2 is biscotti, a cookie that is tough to bite into but totally worth the effort. A book that was difficult for you to get into, but you're so glad you stuck through to the end. I picked The Free People's Village because it was pretty hard to get into. This is set in a future world where Democrats have had control of the government for the last 20 years and have not avoided fascism in any way and have made eco-fascism a new fun thing. So it's about protesting and life living at a protest and teaching, and as our main character is a teacher by profession. And it's a lot about being a white person who is struggling to figure out how to best interact with and follow the lead of BIPOC people while messing up frequently. So it wasn't terribly enjoyable to read, but I think it was really good that I did read it and had a lot of like perspectives that I'm not used to, and like I've never at the time I read it I had never been to a protest, and certainly even now I've never been to a long-standing one like that, and I've never had any interactions with police at these protests. So it was a lot of stuff that I don't know about and that was drawn from the author's personal experience. So I am glad that I read it. Number 3, sugar cookies, the cookie that comes in all shapes and sizes. Give a diverse recommendation. And I decided to give a recommendation with fat rep because that is one of the areas I'm going to focus in this year, because I was disappointed with my percentages of how much fat rep I read last year. So I picked The Fastest Way to Fall, which I read very early on in the year, I think back in February. So my memory is a little fuzzy, but I think it is about a journalist who writes for a women's magazine, I think, and she gets a personal trainer so that she can write an article on the experience of using this app that connects you to personal trainers, and she falls in love with a personal trainer along the way. And it is a lot about exercises for everybody, no matter your size, and the point of exercise and eating healthy meals doesn't have to be to lose weight and will not necessarily result in losing weight. And yeah, I thought that was fairly well done. Number 4, Peanut Butter Blossoms, the underdog cookie that eventually becomes a Christmas favorite. Name a character that slowly but surely grew on you. In Like a Love Story, we're introduced to 2 main leads who are friends with various people, and then their friend groups connect, and it is set in the 80s in the midst of the AIDS epidemic, and it's a lot about that. And our 2 leading boys are gay, and one of the characters makes quite a few mistakes because he has a lot of internalized homophobia and is very scared of getting AIDS and doesn't have like the health education to really understand how it's transmitted. So that character had a lot to overcome and had to do a lot of character growth, and so at the beginning I didn't like him very much, but he definitely grew on me by the end of the story, and it was a very impactful story. Number 5, Snickerdoodles, the cookie with the name that you can't say without smiling. Name a book that made you smile or laugh. I was reading The Princess and the Grilled Cheese Sandwich in the car on a ride up to Spokane, and my mom remarked that every time she glanced over to me, she saw me smiling into the book. So I smiled pretty much the whole time I was reading that book. It was very enjoyable and just made me happy a lot of the time. I really enjoyed the characters. I loved the illustration style. It's a graphic novel. I love the silliness that also came with a lot of heart. Number 6, Fruitcake Cookies, a cake that should never have been made into a cookie, a book that you could do without. I picked A Scatter of Light. This one I gave 3 stars because it wasn't bad. I gave very few books less than 3 stars last year. It just wasn't for me, and it had some elements in it that were very much things that I do not like. And then make it very difficult to like a character, and if I don't like the main characters, it's not a book for me. Number 7, The Gingerbread House. It's more than just a cookie, it's a masterpiece. The book that has the best writing and or world building. I picked Bindlepunk Bruja. I might be looking at it with rose-tinted glasses because I love the characters and the fun of the story so much, but it had a really interesting setting and world building. It was set in the 1920s, but with magic. The magic system wasn't explored all that much, but the setting of the mobsters, trying to keep yourself safe by being connected to mobsters and having to be engaged in the underworld in order to make money as a woman. All of that stuff was just so interesting, and I really had a great time. Number 8, Cookies Baked Especially for Santa. Share a book you plan on reading this holiday season. And the holiday season is mostly over by the time I am filming this, so one of the books on my January TBR is They Call This Enemy by George Takei. I've been trying to read this for quite a while, and I think now I'll finally actually get around to it. Number 9, Cookie Swap. What's your favorite holiday cookie? And if you'd like, share the recipe or link to the recipe in the description of your video. I really like sugar cookies. I really like to eat the dough. And if I have energy, I really like them with frosting on that's homemade. They are a lot of work, but they taste so good. So I will write out my aunt's recipe. I'm pretty sure that's who we got it from below. They also have special memories attached because my dad always used to make the dough for us, and then he would roll it out. Because my mom does not have patience for rolled out and cut cookies, she prefers bar cookies when she's the one making them. So it was something that I always got to do with my dad, so I really enjoyed that. Number 10, A Glass of Milk to Wash It All Down. What's your favorite holiday drink? So we have this punch that we make. It is a 2-liter bottle of Sprite and a it's probably about 1.5 liters or so of raspberry juice. We put that together and then put in some scoops of raspberry or strawberry sherbet, and it kind of fizzes up and makes this lovely pink foam. So that's my favorite. So I tagged Bemused Bookworm and Thoroughly Enjoyed Books. Also, I've just gone to my subscriptions tab to look for people to tag, and Say Kevi, who is a autistic trans creator, is out of a job and could use help affording groceries. She's just put a post on the community tab, so I will link that below as well if you have a coin to throw to your fellow book talk creator. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!